Tuesday, August 6th, 2019. Bitcoin is showing 3 weekly reversal wicks, and that should be a tongue twister officially somewhere. In this video, we'll go through all of our indicators to see if those reversal wicks are real, and we're going to see what this might mean for the altcoins in their immediate future. All this and more on today's episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. Of course, this isn't trading advice, this is just market observation. And it's all market observation around a specific trading plan that you can learn. So you can follow along day by day to learn it, or you can go over to the website down below and get a whole bunch more information. First, I've got a question for you. Let me know in the live chat, or, hey, Ozzy Key Dog, let me know in the live chat or in the comments down below if you're watching afterwards. Do you like this background color setup? Is this better for your visibility? Or is this better? Let me know if you like black or white. Black and white question. Answer. Now let's jump in. So here we are looking at the 4-hour time frame of Bitcoin and the 5-minute time frame of Bitcoin. We see Bart Simpson visited us last night and gave us some nice manipulation that got all the bulls locked into nice long positions, probably over leveraged with your stop loss too close to be safe. And poof, everybody got killed. Now we're setting back up again. And I also want to point out here that we have a high at this time on the 26th of June. We have a high on the 10th of July. We have a high now just behind us. And we have the number of longs in the market is at a peak at this time. Everybody's getting super excited and going long at the wrong time. Boom. They all had to close their long positions, and there was a lot of selling going on. Who is there to buy it up? You betcha. And now prices are going up, and everybody's excited and going long because it's going to break out and go up forever. And there's a lot of selling going on. Who's there to buy it up? You betcha. Here we are again. Lots of longs in the market. Everybody's over leveraged with their positions and their stops too close to the market. Look at this space that we've got here. Let me open this up more. We'll see this soon. We'll see it closer soon. But this is a pretty strong bar with no support and resistance here now. I'm betting there's going to be some bleeding going on here in Bitcoin, and that the altcoins are going to launch like the fat kid hitting the other side of the teeter-totter. Now let's jump in to see what our indicators are telling us, because that's the main thing in this show, is to go through these 4 indicators. Right now we're doing the RSI, the on-balance volume, the MACD indicator, and we're finishing up with the Ichimoku cloud. But there's still a question. If you have a different indicator you think I should be using instead of the Ichimoku cloud, I'm open to suggestions. We've got 3 on the list so far. And so our RSI did give us a bounce up. Except for these 3 exhaustion wicks, the RSI here on the weekly isn't too bad. I guess I would have to point out, since I'm hunting for it all the time, is this divergence from these tops where the RSI is diverging. It's not terminal, but that there are 3 weekly wicks here is important, because I don't see them anywhere else. That we had 3 weeks where we had reversal wicks. Oh, here it is. Way back here. And we can see what happened afterwards. That's the only time I see the 3 weekly reversal wicks. Boom, boom, boom. So 5,500. Just grab a Fibonacci. And also, I got to bring this up in our... We've got to bring this up. Where's our Discord chat? I'll drag this over. And I'll just give a shout out to other crypto places. OpticalArt.com. A couple days ago, he put out this video. Bitcoin is topped out. We're less than 2 days away from capitulation. He's got his capitulation Fibonacci circles, and it's kind of spooky how he's going out here. But come on and join us on our Discord chat. We look at all sorts of different Bitcoin and cryptocurrency gurus. Now, let's continue on and zoom in on this format, because now I want to observe what's going on with the RSI. We watched this boot formation set up and go. Now, if I close this, I'm watching for the break of the RSI. That's the wrong tool. Let me do this one. The break of the RSI trend line, the break of the RSI trend line, the break of the trend line, the break of the trend line, the break of the trend line. So all the way along here, I'm watching for these trend line breaks, not just the divergences, but the trend line breaks as well. So let's zoom in on this, and we'll have our trend line break here that really matches a top formation. So a crack below that is important. This trend line break, look where they're all lining up here. So we're seeing that at the beginning of the top manifest. And the purpose of this show is just to document it, because then we can go back and pull it together to say, okay, when this happens, here's more and more verification for the trading plan that I work with, the 1, 2, 3 tops and 1, 2, 3 bottoms. So when it's all great stuff here. What are we looking at? The 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame. Black is better. Good to see. So we got OZK Dog here, who is a regular member in our Discord chat. Come and say hello and ask him questions. He is skilled. And we got Ivan along. And Crypto G, like the black background. Me too. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Tony Stark. My goodness. He's investing in VeChain. We'll see VeChain in the other stream where we do the cryptocurrencies more. Because I think that ADA, Litecoin, Ethereum, EOS, and all of those are going to be doing some dancing. All of those leveraged tradable coins over on BitMEX are going to take off some bottom formations as we're going. Let's continue on with the next indicator though, 1-hour time frame. Just want to record it to see what went on during this Bart Simpson pattern. That is also cool to see. I haven't actually studied the RSI and the Bart Simpson pattern together, but that just jumped out. So we'll have to pay attention to that from now on. Let's go into the on balance volume. And if we're not going to go with 3 exhaustion candles and dump, then we've got to see the volume. Pump up the volume. It's got to come in now. On the 1 daily view, we do have some volume, but not as much as the first, not as much as the second, kind of, but just barely not. And we're not quite as high yet. So are the bulls running out of steam here? It seems to be. Let's go into the 12-hour view. So we have, looks strong, not bad compared to these. Let's go into the 4-hour view. It's stronger, still all good there. A little bit of a dip down, but nothing like a big divergence or anything here. So we got strong and pretty strong here. That's not bad. So it's still not really giving me big sell signals here. We can see our trend line from before where it's broken above that. Nothing to stop it from bouncing off this and still going parabolic. I'm just watching for these divergences on this time frame, especially the 1-hour time frame, especially back to the RSI 1-hour time frame. Pardon me. Just wanted to double check for a divergence I may have not been watching because I was sort of hypnotized by the Bart Simpson pattern. So let's pay attention to what this is saying next time. Okay, back to the 1-hour time frame of the on-balance volume, where I'm also looking for a divergence, and it's not a guarantee all the time, but I just want to watch it from these levels, and we'll see what everything else is doing. How about my favorite now? That looks bullish. So we've been watching for this to, click on that, watching for this to expand out like we saw in these prior runs where it came back for a couple of weeks and then continued on the uptrend. But those weeks didn't have these big 3 weeks of week reversal candles. I know we're early in the week right now, and this candle has still got lots of time to prove itself out. So we'll watch through the week. And I like that this is positive. That still looks bullish on the MACD indicator on the weekly time frame. Still looks bullish in the daily time frame. And if I zoom in on this, clear that, zoom in on this, the histograms are still going positive this way. They are not pulling back yet. They're not evening off. So that is bullish as well from the daily view on the MACD indicator. We do have a cross to the positive. We don't have a cross to the negative. That still stands. Into the 3-month time frame, this is positive. It's crossed to the positive. The one thing is that the histogram has eased off a little bit. It's a little bit, but the closer in time frames from the 12-hour are going to have to be collapsing pretty quickly right now off this top to keep substantiating what I'm looking for here. Maybe, okay, it's coming up. It's crossed and then positive and crossed, and the histogram is easing off, but it's still not a negative cross, and it's not a negative divergence on this time frame. So then it goes back to the chart formations as the rule. That's the master, is what we're trading is the 1, 2, 3 top formation. Everything else is to give us perspective on the 1, 2, 3 formations. Everything. So all these 1, 2, 3s and all these different time frames and any of these consolidations that matches up with a 1, 2, 3, they all match up, and we look for these indicators to give us confirmation of those things. But it's the 1, 2, 3 for my own part that is the only thing real on the charts. Everything else is to support that. So we do have a 1, 2. We don't have a clear number 3 as a failed retest before it came down, but this would be, if we looked close in this, I bet you there's a little 1, 2, 3 happening right in there. Okay, back to the main thing here is we do have a divergence and a cross to the negative on the 1 hour time frame. This may, if it crosses down below here, you bet this will unfold on the 4 hour time frame as well. Now let's zoom in, and I'm looking for, it's a double top here, not a 1, 2, 3, but still valid. It's just a different form. Exactly the same thing, only different. So we have a cross to the negative here, a cross to the negative a little bit lower. So that is a divergence, though it's not just really standing out. It is a divergence that is there, so long as, but we're inside a bigger 1, 2, 3 now. We do have enough. So we have a double top here. That could be our number 1 point, both of them. Then we have a number 2, a 3, and if it breaks down below these levels, you know it. It's a sell signal right there, and everybody will know it. Now this is easing off and looking like it's going to cross positive on the 15-minute time frame, so it seems to have caught a bit of a bottom right here. We'll have to see how this plays out. Awesome to be capturing it. And now let's go on to the Ichimoku cloud. This one has been saying, go, go, go all the way along in the weekly. And it'll keep saying go, 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 even if it pulls back and continues up. This will give us lots of room to move around. If we look at the daily view, it is just poking up to a positive, actually. Just crossed positive, just went above. We just don't have a twist of the cloud to the positive yet on the daily view. So it's not quite a full buy signal, actually, in the daily view. Then we get to the 12-hour view, and it is a buy signal. We have this crossing over. We have the trailing line crossing both the red and the blue line. It's above the cloud, and the cloud is twisted positive. So those are all bullish until the blue line crosses the red line, and this twists back to negative. And we'll probably see that happening in the closer time frames. That's the 12-hour. So we'll go into the 4-hour time frame, because I've been finding that the Ichimoku cloud is more tradable in the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame than the longer time frames. We'll see we'll see. 4-hour time frame. So it's still positive. And the blue is above the red. Even though we're having this potential little top formation, this hasn't crossed negative on the 4-hour time frame to tell us that. On the 1-hour time frame, we did have a buy signal in the uptrend. Could this be another buy signal in the uptrend? It is not yet giving us the full sell signal here. And so it could be on the 1-hour time frame, it could be a buy signal on the uptrend. I'm expecting it to be going down, but that's because I'm biased and I'm kind of wanting the alts to pump. So that bias actually fits into my chart reading so that I may not notice things that I would notice if I had a different bias. I'm looking for it to be breaking lower than this. I'm not looking for it to bounce and going higher. And the 15-minute time frame does look negative. We have the cross negative. It's below the cloud. We have the twist negative. Certainly, it would confirm should it be breaking down these levels. Now, the big thing for the alts is Bitcoin dominance, because this is the measure of the alts getting crushed. Here's April the 1st. It was the one, like March 31st was the last of the good days for the alts, this last while anyway. And then they've just been in the hydraulic pressure crush, getting narrowed down. And we can see, can we see? Will this load? It will load. I'll bring it back up. Next thing I want to talk about is if you were just into Bitcoin, you're new to Bitcoin, and you're learning about these alts, and you think, should I now be buying alts because Bitcoin's topping out? Should I just jump over into alts? Generally, it may be the very best time. I don't know what's coming next, but we've been putting together a spreadsheet here of where the alts are over time. So right now we're sitting at 41 failed markets in Poloniex, and there's like 50 markets in there. 6 of them are near fails, 6 of them are neutral. One of them, that's Bitcoin, is still a hold. Everything else is still don't hold it. It's not into an alert status. It's not into a hold status yet. So all of these coins have a little bit of time to match our trading plan and give us a trading signal. And if we go over onto Binance, we can see that there's 127 failed markets, 17 near fails, only 10 in neutral status. 1 is in alert, only 2 are in hold status. That's Bitcoin and something else. So really, the altcoins may be at the very bottom, and it could be the capitulation low that it'll be just going up from here. But we're still in a downtrend. Bitcoin's still in an uptrend. The Bitcoin dominance is in an uptrend. So I would recommend waiting a little bit for these indicators to change so that we are into an alert status and starting to go into a hold status. It may be 3 weeks to a month for those kind of safer trades to come out. And we'll talk in the other trading channel about a shorter term way to trade the 6 big markets that are on BitMEX. And we'll go over more of the different cryptocurrencies as well. We'll cover details about this bull market watch where we can see it's very bearish. It's the maximum of bearish. We're just the red line is maxed out. Here over on Binance, we can see it's just coming to a convergence where there is nothing neutral, nothing as an alert or a hold, and not even as a near fail. They are all failing to new lows. So this could be our capitulation low. Bitcoin. I want to go back to the Bitcoin dominance chart. Didn't load up. Okay, I'll just leave that. Their server seems to be having some trouble. Let's zoom back in. So here on the 4-hour time frame and the 5-minute time frame, watching the longs and the shorts and see how things play out. Right now, I'm expecting it to go down, but there are still some indicators that are giving us a positive thing. You know, what I want to do is have a graph, just a spreadsheet where we take the indicator RSI and we say on the 5-year time frame, bullish. 1-year time frame, bullish. 3-month time frame, bullish. 1-month time frame, bearish. You know, and go through and have this little chart of bullish, bearish for all 4 of these indicators, and it would give us a total that would let us know when we're on the edge and shifting from the edge. It'll probably all match with the 1, 2, 3 top formation breaking anyway. That's the main thing, watching for this top formation. And the second main thing is to have your risk control rules that control your position sizing and your stop loss strategies. And if you want to learn more about that, come and join us on Discord. We're talking about trading all the time. There's a link down below, and I will wrap it up here for today, and we'll sign in again tomorrow for another episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. We'll go through these indicators and see where this ended up. Did we start cracking down from here as our Fibonacci circle guy says, as these top formation charts are kind of indicating, as our divergences may be indicating? We'll find out tomorrow, and tune in for the other stream for trading opportunities for ADA, EOS, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Tron. That'll wrap it up here for today. I'm excited to sign off with a thank you for everybody who's supporting this channel over on our Patreon and as an alerts subscriber. Thank you again, and bye for now.